they go. And Chris Deer's got an amazing start, but a terrible start by Robert Campbell. But Chris Deer has cut off the line to Stuart Place as they come into the corner for the first time. But James Hazelhurst has found his way back up to third place, followed by Martin Kayser, young Finn Groom and Ben Bateman.
So it's the yellow car of Chris Deer that's in the lead at the moment. Then Stuart Place is in second position. James Hazelhurst there. Martin Kayser up to fourth in the XR2i. He's going to try and go around the outside of Hazelhurst. Finn Groom is fifth. Ben Bateman alongside him, though. So the two young drivers were side by side. I think actually Bateman's got his nose in front. Yes, he has.
Yes, he has.
Taken fifth place away in the Nova down at Graham Hill Bend. Then you've got Andy Philpotts there in seventh. Pete Morgan in eighth.
But I see Finn Groom is not making it easy for them. They're going side by side as they come into Surtees. Now, Ben Bateman's got the inside line for the left-hander, but if Finn can hang on, no, it's Ben Bateman's managed to secure the move up and towards Clearways.
And Pete Morgan also advancing up on the inside of Andy Philpotts there, up into seventh place. He's trying to go. That's the blue and yellow XR2, the carburetted car rather than the XR2i of Andy Philpotts. They're still wheel-to-wheel, those two, as the leaders are over the line again. We're watching on screen Martin Kayser in fourth, Ben Bateman fifth, and Finn Groom in sixth place. The top two, though, Paul, getting away a little bit.
They've got away. They must have about 10 car length lead. It just shows you these two, although they're carrying ballast, they certainly can get their cars off the line. But it's looking further back at the battles there. It looks like Pete Morgan has just got the better there and now has got Finn Groom in his sights.
And Jason Wood just behind Andy Philpotts as well. Here's Ben Bateman. He's up to fifth place. And he'll be keen to try and get fourth. But actually, Finn Groom gets the better run out of Graham Hill Bend and might try to challenge into Surtees. He pulls to the left-hand side of the circuit. Meanwhile, the two leaders heading through Surtees. Now there's Hazelhurst. He's got Kayser all over the back of him. So third, fourth, fifth and sixth right together. Stuart Place, the three-time winner already this season, in second place at the moment, but he's got a difficult job on with all of that ballast.
He has, yes. We're looking at the third-place man, James Hazelhurst, with Martin Kayser, Ben Bateman and Finn Groom. So you've got poor old Martin Kayser, he's the all black, and Ben Bateman's going towards the outside of him. Can he outbrake him? He's going to try and go round the outside. That's so difficult. We entered there at 90 miles an hour. But no, he's still holding on, Martin Kayser. He's going to have the inside line for Paddock Hill Bend.
He is. He'll put up to Druids. In fact, they go. And
Finn's trying to capitalise on this by going up the inside, and he's made that stick as well. So Ben has been knocked down. Oh no, Ben's coming back at him. These two youngsters, they're barely out of teenage years, and look at them side by side. What a fantastic show. And Finn's got the better of Ben Bateman.
Both of them racing cars much older than they are as well, as they head through Surtees once again. So you've got the 93 car, which is Ben Bateman, the Nova, the black Nova, and Finn Groom in the 91 XR2, and it's Groom back ahead of Bateman. So Groom fifth, Bateman sixth, Pete Morgan chasing after them in seventh. Hazelhurst in third place, just making a bit of a break from Martin Kayser now as well.
I think Martin's got his mirrors full of the young Finn Groom there as he tries to go for the outside line, try to outbrake him, but he's just showing his nose just to let Martin know he's there. But he's getting a slightly better run out up towards the hill, up towards Drury Hairpoint. He's going to get on the inside line. He's just hanging on, but Martin's just managed to hold him back. But that little tussle has brought Ben Bateman and Pete Morgan back into the shout.
59.20 seconds, the fastest lap of the race has gone to Chris Deer, the race leader. He's half a second ahead of Stuart Place as things stand. Continuing to watch this battle, Paul, involving Ben Bateman and Finn Groom along the back straight now, the Cooper Straight.
Oh, this is Martin Kayser comes through Surtees. That's such a fast corner there. We are going flat out there, doing about 95 miles an hour. The G-force is amazing. There he is, Martin Kayser. Finn Groom's getting right on his bonnet, but Finn knows he's got the carb car and he won't have the power down the straight, so he's going to try and sit right in there. He is right behind him, right in the slipstream to try and outbrake him. He's going to try and go on the outside line. I recommend trying the inside line, but he can stay on the outside. He's braking as late as he can. He's hanging on, but Martin brakes so late then. Is he going to be able to get round? Oh, can he get the cat back? No, Martin, he's such a wily character now. He's definitely managed to hold him off. That was good tense, but for young Finn Groom, he's using the disadvantages there of the carburettor car to follow very closely in Martin's slipstream, just waiting, trying to pressurise him into a mistake.
Chris Deer was caught by 0.05 of a second by Stuart Place on that last lap. Stuart Place doing the best lap of the race. There they are. Still about half a second between them. So the 3.205s, as they were yesterday, out in front. And a gap back to Kayser, who's still got his mirrors full of that grey and blue car of Finn Groom.
Oh, a great demonstration there on camera about how the XR2, the carburetted car, can brake so much later. He gets right behind Martin again. He's going to try again for that slipstream. He's going to try and get on the inside, but Martin knows that he can't outbrake an XR2 into the corner, so he's going to go for the inside line. And it's close and close and close. He's gone for the outside again, has Finn. He's going to try and do the cutback. No, Martin, oh, a little bit of lock up on the rear there. But is he going to be able to hold it in? Finn's going to try and do the cutback, but he just can't do it this time.
Yep, Ben Bateman still right behind them as well, ready to capitalise if anything goes wrong. And Pete Morgan in 7th place, the vastly experienced Pete Morgan there as well. But he's being shown a clean pair of heels by the 2 youngsters at the moment.
It definitely is, yeah. I mean, like you say, Pete Morgan's been racing that car for, well, over 20 years. And but he'll be sitting there just taking in the view and waiting for these three to make a mistake that he can capitalise on it, because if there's a gap there, he will take it.
Pete Morgan won 4 races last season and been being beaten to 2nd place in the championship, and he's trying to make a move on the inside of Ben Bateman through clearways now. He's got his bonnet ahead, but Bateman on the outside in the Nova is not giving way, is he? As they come back onto the Brabham Straight, Bateman's managed to hold off Pete Morgan, but in doing that, he's lost quite a few car lengths to Finn Groom.
To Finn Groom and Martin Kaiser. Great demonstration again about how the injection... Oh, Finn Groom's made a little mistake, a little bit too late on the brakes, but it looks like he's just managed to stay on the track. But that means Ben Bateman is going to capitalise. He's up on the inside, and he ain't going to be able to have a break in without a little bit of a rub there. And look at Pete Morgan there. I told you, as soon as there's a space, Pete Morgan will take it.
Yeah, so that mistake from Finn Groom costing him quite dearly there. He's lost 2 positions, hasn't he, with that mistake at Paddock Hill Bend. Only a slight error, but it's cost him 2 positions.
Well, I say that corner, that's very scary. You're doing nearly 110 miles an hour, and you're braking for a corner that you can't see. So it's just the experience there of the other guys. It's just Finn will get that experience. He's a wonderful bloke. Young man, and I'm sure he will do well. And this is superb experience, especially following Pete Morgan.
Yep, so he's going to try and get back up into the top 6 before the end of this race. Robert Campbell, by the way, 10th. He was on row 2 of the grid, but made that very bad start, didn't he? He
did. Unfortunately, yeah, just didn't quite get it right. Possibly a little bit too much wheel spin. And there we see Chris Deere just comfortable there. He knows that only carrying 45 kilograms compared to Stuart Place's 75, he knows his tyres are going to work out a bit better towards the end of the race, so he's just controlling the race there, and Stuart's going to do everything he can to get by him. He's had 3 out of 3 so far, and he will be more than happy to take it forth. And looking further back is James Hazel looks on his own there.
He is
in 3rd place, but he'll be well chuffed. This will be another 3rd place if he can pull it off for the rest of the race. We've got just over 7 minutes of the race left, and that's going to be a long 7 minutes.
It will be, yeah, and it seems like we've already had longer than that, doesn't it? Because we've packed quite a lot of action into the first 8 minutes of this race. So Deere and Place go across the line. They've been trading fastest laps, but neither of them improved their lap time that time through. Ben Bateman's about to attack Martin Kaiser into Paddock Hill Bend.
It was almost a lunge there, but Martin shut him off, so Ben's going to have to do the long way round. Martin's going to take that wide, and Ben's going to try to get the cut back, but no. And there's Pete Morgan right behind him. Now, I'm looking back there at Finn. He's slowly inching his way, but Pete Morgan's trying to get up the inside of Ben Bateman as they go round the hairpin. Now, if Ben can hold it on the inside, he'll have the inside line for Graham Hill Bend, and is he going to take it? Yes. Pete is trying to get as close as he can to Martin, but Ben is... they're still side by side. Now, as they come up to Surtees, you're going to have... Ben's going to have the inside line for the first corner, but Pete Morgan's going to have the... And there, Finn has managed to get right behind him, this little tussle, and Finn is trying to go up the inside of Ben Bateman, it didn't quite pay off for him.
But Pete Morgan did get through ahead of Ben Bateman, didn't he? So he's gone up to 5th place now. Bateman trying to fight back through Clark Curve. His car is alongside.
Oh, there we go. There's the demonstration of the injection car. It's just pulling away clearly as anything from the carb car, but these 2 carb cars now are together, the 2 XR2s, and Finn's got past Pete Morgan.
Yeah, good move that on the start and finish straight up to 6th position there. So Finn Groom, a bit like yesterday, fired up after yesterday it was contact with Pete Morgan. This time it was a mistake on his own. He's
an incredible young man. He's got such a mature head on his shoulders.
And Martin Kaiser now is having his hands full of Ben Bateman. This is the fight for 4th position down at Graham Hill Bend.
As they come round, yes, Ben's going to try and line up Martin, try and force Martin into a mistake as they come towards come down the coupe straight there, and as they go round, Martin goes round and say we're going flat out, and the G-force is just phenomenal. And these these cars have gone into a 4-train again. It just shows you we've got the front lot, but we have little battles all over. Looking further back, I'm seeing a little battle there between some 205s and Jason Wood. There's little battles everywhere, and as Martin comes down, Ben's going to try and go on the outside line. It looks like Ben has got a little bit more power. He's pulling away. He's just got his nose in front. And yes, Ben Bateman has managed to secure it. And Finn was trying to follow him there for a moment. He just laid off for a bit.
So Bateman up to 4th place. Meanwhile, Chris Deere has just done the best lap of the race, a 58.70, which is faster than the time that we had in yesterday's race. And he is now 9/10 of a second clear of Stuart Place. So that's the biggest lead it's been all race, I think. Meanwhile, continuing with this battle for 4th position, which is what we've been focusing on, it is still Ben Bateman ahead of Martin Kayser, Finn Groom and Pete Morgan. You can see they've got quite a deficit now to James Hazelhurst, but they won't worry about that. They're having a great fight between themselves.
So this is the thing, we most of us just like a really good race, and they're certainly showing it for you. Ben Bateman and Finn was trying to think of going up the inside there of Martin. It can work out, but it's a very tricky move to take. And look at this, like 1, 2, 3, 4, all in a nice line. Ben trying to get a bit of a drag, but Martin's going to be behind it. And the two XR2s, they're going to get right in the slipstream. See Finn there getting back into the slipstream of the XR2. But just to keep with him, really, at this stage, he'll try and overtake possibly later in the race, I think.
So leaders are up at Druids already. The pack is coming out of Paddock Hill Bend, headed by Ben Bateman in the 93 car. His driver's mirror has been folded in a little bit after some earlier contact, hasn't it?
Well, well, we have a little bit of close racing. We do like a bit of close racing there. And the two XR2s, and it's fantastic to see Finn. I mean, Pete Morgan, he certainly knows how to pedal an XR2, but Finn's definitely showing him what to do. Martin Kayser there desperately trying to get back on terms with Ben Bateman, but now that's stretching a little. That gap is stretching a little bit now. So Martin's just going to be worried about the two XR2s behind him.
He will indeed. So Bateman turning his way through in that Nova. Of course, Ben had a win in his first ever race meeting at Donington Park a couple of years ago.
Oh, he's trying to. I see Groom is trying to get the inside line. He's going inside. He's side by side as they come across the start finish straight. Now, this is exactly where the XR2 could pay off if you can go late on the brakes. As they brake together, side by side. And Finn Groom looks like he's got the move done. But, of course, the wider line, the XR2 and the power down the hill, is trying to... And he's managed to do the countback. Martin's got the countback. He's now got the inside line for Druid's hairpin, side by side. But then Pete Morgan's going to slot behind.
And there's contact between Groom and Kayser there. And Groom has lost out there. He's back to where he started, back to 7th place, because Pete Morgan was able to drive through. It was the front right of Groom's car and the back left of Kayser's car. Only a light touch, but enough to unsettle Finn.
But incredibly close racing. This is a fantastic show on how we're throwing these 30-year-old cars around.
Great racing, isn't it? And now Groom's
trying to come back at him. Whoa, nearly paid off for Groom there.
What have we got? 2 minutes or so to go. Probably going to get 3 more laps out of this race because the leaders have already crossed the line. Chris Deere still ahead of Stuart Place, nearly a second between them now. 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Sorry, 5th, 6th, and 7th is what we're watching because Bateman's now escaped from these 3.
Yeah, looking across to the front lines now. The people at the front are now encountering some back markers, but the back markers are getting well out of the way. It's not going to really play too much on that. Looking further back, looks like Chris Deere has got a little bit of a benefit over Stuart Place, but back with the lead, this battle that we've been watching almost race long. Pete Morgan's going to try to take the wider line, but it means Finn's going to get beside him as they come down the hill. But Morgan will have the inside line. And as they come round, yes, and now they're both going to be eyeing up Martin Kayser down this straight. As we're coming up to the far... Oh, it's Finn Groom. He's got an excellent exit there. Down the Cooper straight. He may have the inside line. He has got the inside line. What a fantastic race we're seeing, Ian.
Meanwhile, back with the leader who's just about to start his... not penultimate lap of the race. Yes, penultimate lap for Chris Deere. Last lap board's not yet gone out. He's now 1.6 seconds clear of Stuart Place. So I think probably he's increasingly struggling with that ballast as the race goes on and realises that any chase is pretty much futile.
Oh, it looks like someone's gone wide. That's Alan Dooley has gone really wide as he's going up the hill. He's got a bit of a tank slapper going up there. I can't quite see if he's...
No, I think
he's facing the wrong way.
Yeah, and I think he did collide with the barriers there as well, possibly on the way up to Druids. Yes, confirmation that he did. But he's managed to get it off the circuit and out of the way of this battle that continues for 5th.
Whoa, it's a very tense battle. These carburetted cars against this injection model. But Yes, let's look at Martin Kayser. Is managed to hold up Finn Groom. They've got about a car length between each. Back to Pete Morgan. It's going to get very tense. And Finn's got an excellent run as he enters Surtees as they go around. Here we go. It's coming up for. I'm just checking. Yes, this is now the last lap board. Last lap board is going out for the leader. Chris Deere and Stuart Place. And then James Hazelhurst in third place.
Yeah, and he's quite a long way back from the top two. In fact, he's being caught by Ben Bateman now. There was 4 seconds between those two cars, and that has come right down to 1.1. I wonder if Hazelhurst was a bit unsettled and distracted by the Alan Julie incident ahead of him.
Oh, now Finn Groom's gone up the inside of Martin Kayser into in there, and he's managed to get in front of Martin again as they come down the hill. But he's going to try. No, Martin's got the power of the injection. Up the hill again. He's got back onto the inside line. This time we're going 3 wide, almost 3 wide, as Pete Morgan tries to go around the outside of Finn Groom. Finn Groom's going to try and move out to try and make Pete work it, but no, he's decided to stay side by side with them, and Martin's got in front and Pete Morgan's following, and now we've got Pete Morgan and Finn Groom going side by side as the leaders enter the straight for the last time. And here comes Chris Deere now to take his first win of the season. So a win for Chris Deere. Then second is Stuart Place, looking further back, but Ben Bateman is almost on the back of James Hazelhurst. James Hazelhurst, can he hold this off this fast Nova? I said he'd be a fast man, but no, James Hazelhurst has pipped him to the post. Now looking back at this battle, Martin Kayser got Finn Groom all over his backside, but is he going to pull out? No, Martin Kayser managed to hold him off Finn Groom, Pete Morgan. Now that is a fantastic classic stock hatch race.
It certainly was. Chris Deere taking the win then in the Everything Motorsport Classic Stock Hatch Championship by 1.17 seconds over Stuart Place. First win of the season, breaking Stuart Place's stranglehold on the wins so far this season. James Hazelhurst third in car number 12, then Bateman fourth, Martin Kayser fifth, Finn Groom sixth, Pete Morgan seventh, Phil Potts, Campbell and Wood completing the top 10, but quite a race. We spent a lot of it looking at that battle for fourth place. We'll just have a quick run through the results, Paul. The win then going the way of Chris Deere, 1.17 seconds the victory margin from Hazelhurst number 12 in third, so 1.87 and 12. Then Bud Bateman number 93 in fourth place. Fifth place to number 88 Martin Kayser, sixth to number 91 Finn Groom, seventh to number 2 Pete Morgan, eighth number 6 Andy Philpotts, ninth number 47 Robert Campbell, and rounding out the top 10 41 Jason Wood. Then it was William Humphries, Neil Dudman, Pete Oscarby and Darren Bassingthwaite. And further back, Rick Groom, Terry Deere, and obviously that accident towards the end for Alan Julie. But an excellent classic stock hatch race, that, Paul.
I don't know about you, Ian, but I'm out of breath. But this is what classic stock hatch is like. We see all this wonderful. We had an unfortunate red flag incident yesterday, but generally that's all you'll see. You'll see great close racing. We had a few mirrors folded in. But, you know, good, clean, fun racing. And that's what we're about in classic stock hatch. You know, these cars are 30 years old, and it's fantastic to witness.
And when's the next round, Paul?
You asked me that because of what happened. Yeah, our next round is a few weeks' time at Croft. We're just on the Saturday, you little swine. Yeah, so we're just on the Saturday. It's a long journey, but I do love Croft. I've gone well there, and it's a great circuit. If you've never been there, I recommend going to Croft Circuit.
OK, so we'll look forward to the Everything Motorsport Classic Stock Hatch Championship. Croft, thank you, Paul. Let's head down to the pit lane and Josh Barrett once again.
So we're down here after that classic stock hatch race, and Chris Deere went in for the first time this season. Well done, Chris. You got the start that time.
Always come second.
And you managed to get gap, Stuart, and keep that gap pretty static.
Yeah, I think he's got the extra weight. We're on our second success balance, which the car's set up for. So yeah, I think it sort of balanced out a bit. The start was a bit crazy. It went 1 minute, green light, red lights. I was like, okay, we've got to go. So happy days, all a good, nice race.
And tyres, were they able to hold on all the way through?
We changed the pressure, so we were quick from the start. I thought we'd try and get a fastest lap, and then towards the end, just bang on. So it was a bit struggling towards the end, but we're all on the same tyres. It is what it is. It's all good fun.
Well done on the victory. In second place was Stuart Place, and get a word with Stuart. Stuart, second place, success balance maximum, so second's not too bad, is it?
Yeah, ain't too bad, but start was a shambles. We should have had the 30 and 5 second board. We didn't. Jump start. So not very happy, but still happy to get second. But we'll leave it to the powers that be.
With the success balance, is that affecting the car much around here?
Very much, very much. I'm struggling more than I normally would in certain corners, but you know, considering, yeah, we'll take it.
Well done on second. Then in third position is James, and we quick word with you, James. Third place this time, not quite able to keep with these two.
No, just trying to sort of stay out of trouble really. Had a bit of a scare right at the end there.
Yeah, tell us about that.
I just saw him sort of going in, losing the back end, and then just sort of guessing which way he's going to go across the track. But I knew I had a bit of a gap behind me, so I just chilled out. I waited for it to stop and then just went round. So.
Although Ben actually did get quite close to you at the end.
Yeah, he was really worrying me. And obviously we were starting to lap a few people, so yeah, I was a bit worried about that, to be honest.
But a nice weekend here, 2 podiums.
Really, really good, yeah. I mean, I wasn't expecting this at all, so really happy.
Well done. So congratulations to our top 3 from the Classic Stock Catches. Up next, we have the second race of the day for the PDX Tungush's Toyota MR2 Championship.